Hello and welcome to Northeast Series. This edition covering stories from Nigeria's Northeast region. I am Bukola Koka. Your top stories now. INEC conducts rerun and by-elections across the country, including states in the Northeast. Pregnant women in Bauchi State to receive multiple micronutrient supplements. And UNICEF partners Yobe State government in the distribution of education materials to vulnerable children. The Independent National Electoral Commission is today conducting by-elections and rerun elections in 26 states of the Federation. Some of those states are in the Northeast region, including Yobe, Adamawa, Taraba, Bauchi, and Borno. And in Yobe State, Governor Mai Malabuni has expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the by-election for Yobe East Senatorial District. Governor Buni disclosed this immediately after he exercised his franchise at Buturi Yerimari polling unit in Buningari, Gujba local government area of the state. He revealed that voters freely participating in the election after years of Boko Haram insurgency is a sign of return of peace to the area. Buni further asked the electorate to conduct themselves peacefully during and after the polls.
I'm really impressed with the level of preparation, and I'm happy with the turnout. People are really here to exercise their franchise without fear or hindrance. That's a very good development, especially looking at this very community is one of the displaced community that we are able to resettle them back. So, and we have provided them with all the basic necessities, as you can see to yourselves. And you can see peace and tranquility that they are enjoying. They are going about their normal businesses. That's the joy for me, and that's the happiness.
In Bauchi State, residents came out to vote at Bakaro Primary School to fill the vacancy for the Bauchi Assembly constituency. Police were deployed to ensure a peaceful conduct of the process. The police commissioner, Mr. Awal Mohammed, visited one of the voting areas in Majidadi and gives his assessment. Voting took place across 7 polling units, with 2 polling units located outside Mayo Belwa, the local government headquarters, with 5 within Belwa town. The 7 polling units are spread across 3 registration areas or electoral wards. A presiding officer, Seidu Baba in polling unit 6 says the exercise is going on smoothly, while a resident of Mayo Belwa describes it as peaceful. The INEC head of voter education and publicity, Mr. Ruben Juji, speaks on the number of registered voters. The administrative secretary of INEC, who also doubles as the acting resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa, Adamu Gunjugu Yusufari, who is on an on-the-spot assessment in company of INEC officials and security agencies, also speaks on the process so far.
So I'm coming. You know, before we go out formally, I just branch in one of the biggest places. I just right.
And we return to Bauchi State, where residents came out to vote at Bakaro Primary School to fill the vacancy for the Bauchi Assembly constituency. Police were deployed to ensure a peaceful conduct of the process. And the police commissioner, Mr. Awal Mohammed, visited one of the voting areas in Majidadi and gives his assessment.
The situation is generally very much excellent, and as you can see, this is the biggest, one of the biggest polling units in all the total of 12 that is, the election is ongoing in them, and the situation is very relatively calm. People are just doing what is expected of them without any hitch. The security deployment is heavy, as you can see yourself. So we are just praying that we will end well, and from here they will all go back to the final coalition center where they are going to add up to the existing results that is already there, so that we have the final winner.
And now we have joining us from Bauchi our correspondent Hajara Aliyu to bring us up to speed on the conduct of the elections so far. Hello Hajara, good to see you. So fill us in on the conduct of the by and rerun elections so far.
Hi, Bauchi. It was a rerun election that took place in Bauchi. Voting is ongoing in some places. Where I am right now is from some polling unit in Shefa. Counting is ongoing right behind me. They are almost through with the counting at the moment. The election went on smoothly. Almost everywhere we went, it was smooth. The voting process was smooth. There was no destruction of any sort in any of the places that we visited, and there was every presence. So the people there have all voted peacefully, and they are eagerly waiting for the announcement of the results here in the polling unit where they have all voted. They are almost through with the counting, and then after this, they will move to the registration areas where after then it will then move to the local government office where the announcement for the Bauchi Central State Assembly constituency elections with the results to be announced at the local government office here in Bauchi. Four election, rerun elections took place for four state assembly constituencies in Bauchi Central, Newsroom Central, and Patagum, that's Madara Chinede State Assembly constituency. So it was a rerun election that took place in Bauchi and not a by-election. This followed the court order announcing that there should be a rerun election. And during the last election.
Hajara, not just busy, it's a bit noisy. I wonder if it will be ideal to ask just another question. It appears as if the people are very happy with the process where you are, but you said it was the elections were conducted in a number of local governments. So perhaps if you can tell us if it's the same peaceful conduct so far in other local governments where the elections took place, and particularly if there were any incidents with the BVAS machine.
The election was conducted in 3 local government areas, Bauchi, Patagum, and Niji local government areas. So far, the reports we are receiving is that everything went on well. We haven't had any case of malfunctioning of the BVAS machine or any problems with the election process. Everything went on smoothly based on the reports that we have gathered from other local government areas. And from what we are hearing, there was massive turnout, especially in the Patagum local government area where the moderate constituency election was taking place there. So we asked people about the motivation for coming out, and some of them said that want to see, they are eager to see that the candidate they voted for in the previous election is returned, is victorious rather in this election. So they want to ensure that
we can see that the people are happy with the process. Hajara Aliu, our correspondent in Bauchi, reporting the conduct of the by and rerun elections in that state. We're still in Bauchi State, where more than 45,000 pregnant women across more than 80 public health facilities in that state have been earmarked to receive multiple micronutrient supplements, MMS. The objective of this initiative is to improve maternal nutrition and combat the challenge of maternal mortality among women. This was disclosed at the official launch of the implementation of the research project for optimizing adherence to multiple micronutrient supplements for pregnant women in 3 local government areas of the state. Our correspondent, Hajara Aliu, reports.
This ceremony marks the official launch of the implementation research project for optimizing adherence to multiple micronutrient supplementation, also known as MMS, for pregnant women in Bauchi State. The project is funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in collaboration with the Bauchi State Government, the Federal Ministry of Health and Nutrition International.
7% of women are
The country director of Nutrition International, Dr. Osita Okonkwo, spoke about the project and explains that this is a trial to transition from iron folic supplements to MMS. He says MMS has been proven to be more effective and efficient.
There are no significant difference in reported side effects between alpha and MMS. No known evidence of serious adverse effects with MMS. Also in trials, there are no difference in adherence to alpha versus MMS. All pregnant women is expected to receive doses of 180 tablets throughout the pregnancy, and above all, it's going to be free of charge.
I have the honor to invite His Excellency Senator
During his speech, the governor, represented by the secretary to the state government, Barrister Ibrahim Kashim, assured that the state will fulfill all its obligations to ensure the successful implementation of the project.
The project would not only provide MMS to 45,000 pregnant women across the 3 identified local governments of Gia-A, Ganjua and Das, but will also support an improvement in pregnancy outcomes and antenatal care services across 84 public health facilities in the state. 1, 2, 3.
Over 900,000 bottles of the supplement, which serves as an alternative to iron folic acid, are being distributed to health facilities across the selected local government areas.
And they come back with it during follow-up.
Hajara Aliu, Channels Television News.
There'll be more on Newsroom series after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. In Yobe State, the Universal Basic Education Board, under its program, Better Education Service Delivery for All, has flagged off the distribution of instructional materials to pupils and students across the state worth 100 million naira. The initiative, in partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, is aimed at reducing the number of out-of-school children. Governor May Malabuni, who was represented by the Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Mohammed Sani Idris, says there has been a tremendous achievement in the education sector in the last 4 years.
After many years of the insurgency which stalled education in many northeastern states, the schooling system is gradually getting back to normal as education secretaries and other government officials across the 17 local government areas are here to witness the flag-off of the distribution of instructional materials. The materials are being distributed to learning areas by the Universal Education Board under its Better Education Service Delivery for All initiative to provide support to the vulnerable families and out-of-school children who are being encouraged to return to school.
A great pleasure for me to stand here before you on behalf of Yobe State Management to welcome these eminent personalities here for the purpose of this, launching of instructional materials supplied by Yobe State government and other donor agencies.
With the advent of this administration, today Yobians can raise their head tall and say, we have also made it educationally. His Excellency is someone who is matching his words with actions. He declared state of emergency on day one of his assumption of office, and today we are celebrating serious revitalization in this very important sector.
The initiative is in partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund to reduce the number of out-of-school children, and recipients of the items and education secretaries are promising to ensure a fair distribution.
One of the basics for quality education and access is when learners have availability of learning materials. So our donor agencies, KFW and FCDO, have supported the distribution of over 56,000 learning materials. We have textbooks, we have pens, we have pencils, we have slates, we have whiteboard markers, we have a lot of it that you can see behind here.
I assure you we are going to distribute it with all diligence and all exercise of correctness.
Years of violence has impacted negatively on the region's education sector, and these initiatives are seen as part of the rebuilding process.
The Governor of Adamawa State, Umaru Fintiri, has reiterated his commitment to improving livestock production in the state. The governor made this remark during the launch and commissioning of a veterinary clinic in Yola, the state capital. According to him, the improvement of livestock production will result in the improvement of stakeholders in the livestock sector in the state. He was represented at the event by the Commissioner for Agriculture.
Times without number, His Excellency had also mentioned that there should be coexistence between the farmers and the herders. And to improve on that, or to implement that, is to make provisions for the comfortable existence of the animal rearers. And one of such is this particular project, the Empress. We have had the national coordinator say that Adamawa State is the first state to key into this program, and that is a laudable thing to do, and I'm sure those who are involved in the business will also be happy with this program here. I also want to call on the Tata platform and all other platforms of the animal rearers to appreciate His Excellency and take advantage of this and to utilize the provisions that's made available here. When your animals are sick, that means productivity will come down. The provisions of this program that's made available here will bring about the improvement on the animal health, and the productivity will increase, and it will translate into the improvement in the livelihood of the major stakeholders.
Women in Gombe State say they are ready to contest in the upcoming local government elections in the 11 local government areas and 2,988 polling units in the state. This was revealed during the swearing-in of the newly elected leaders of the National Council for Women's Societies, NCWS, Gombe State chapter. Gombe State First Lady, Mrs. Fatima Inuwa Yahaya, wife of the governor of Gombe State, was flanked by the national leader of the National Council for Women's Societies, Lami Adamu, to install the new leadership.
By virtue of my post.
These are the newly elected leaders of the National Council for Women's Societies, Gombe State chapter. While the council seeks to enhance the welfare of women and contribute to national development, it also seeks greater participation for women within the political space.
We're going to see the footprints of NCWS in Gombe because they've been sleeping, I would say, since 2016. But now we have new schools, and you know, even during election, women give their votes 75% in almost all the states. So we're going to be there, God willing. I will tell them to work hard. It shouldn't be like before. We should all wake up, and I, as the new patron, inshallah, we're going to do a lot. Women are part of every group. We have a lot of groups before this, as NCWS is the mother group of every other women groups. So I will encourage women to come in because it's going to be their voice.
The national president of the NCWS says the swearing-in exercise is an important step towards empowering women groups in Gombe.
I will advise the Gombe State chapter to start by the local government mobilization, that is formation of local government chapters, so that they have everything on ground. You know, we have all our 774 local government areas, so they will make sure that Gombe State local government areas too are back to life, so that collectively they will work with the state executive and they will bring back the old glory of the council in the state. We've been contributing, and if you look at our number, you will know that women are part of Nigerian development. You cannot leave us behind and achieve because we have the good number.
Lauding Governor Inuwa Yahaya for ensuring greater inclusivity for women in his government, the women say they have a renewed vigor for participating in the upcoming local government elections.
Our executive governor, Alaji Muhammad Inuwa Yahaya, is a he governor. Any of his appointment, you can hardly see an appointment, if it is 3 people without woman inclusive. I think he is the best governor so far. At his last tenure, we never had a councillor, chairperson of a local government, but we have it in his last tenure. Every local government is represented, every ward is represented. We have women councillors, we have women chairpersons, we have women advisors. So I think women are carry a lot in this government.
As the National Council for Women's Societies tries to renew its formation in pursuing gender welfare issues and greater inclusion, it is hoped that women will be more visible in Gombe governance.
We're still in Gombe State. The State Police Command has nabbed a syndicate that specializes in printing and disposing various denominations of local and foreign counterfeit currencies. The suspected syndicate was busted after the police received credible intelligence on the illicit activities of the 12-man gang currently being investigated as they cool their heels in police net. Sizable quantities of denominations of Naira notes and US dollars were found in the possession of the suspect as exhibits. The police calls on members of the public to be vigilant and reach out to the police in emergency situations. Having confessed to the crimes, the suspects will be charged to court for prosecution.
On the 23rd of January 2024, the following suspects were arrested. One, Buba Muhammadu, 45 years, male. Jungudo Muhammadu, 53 years, male. Adamu Yusuf Malum, 30 years, male. Abdulhamid Abdullahi, male, 60 years. Saliu Abdulhamid, 50 years, male. Abubakar Abdullahi, 35 years. That after the information that was received by Bajoga Divisional Police Headquarters on the same date at about 10:00 hours, the above mentioned suspects, Buba Muhammadu, 45 years, male, went to a chemist belonging to one Muhammad Ismail, male of Sangaru quarters, Bajoga, with counterfeit of 1,000 naira note. On receipt of the complaint, detectives attached to the division were detailed to the scene, where they arrested the said Buba and recovered the exhibit. Further investigation led to the arrest of 5 other suspects mentioned above.
And in Taraba State, the police command has arrested 13 suspected bandits and kidnappers on their watch list for terrorizing residents of Jalingo, Yoro, Lau, and Zinc local government areas. This was disclosed by the State Commissioner of Police, Joseph Eribo, while parading the suspects and their exhibits at the police headquarters in Jalingo, the state capital. The arrest follows public outcry over the activities of the hoodlums, which, according to the police, has assumed alarming dimensions. The arrest was carried out by the joint collaboration of the police and other sister security agencies. And on that reassuring note, we end Newsroom series, this edition that has covered the Northeast. We'll be back again next week with another round of editions of the program. Thank you for watching. I am Bukola Foka. Bye for now.